Hi everyone, welcome to Ctrl Alt Craft. Rose with you, and today we are looking at a fairy castle that I built in The Sims 4. Now, this is not my first fairy castle, but it is by far the best one I've made to date. I'd been inspired by The Elder Scrolls Online, shock horror, and if you've been keeping up to date with my videos, you will know that I am heavily invested in that game at the moment. This build was partly inspired by that, and partly inspired by The Lord of the Rings, oddly enough, which has been on my mind for some reason lately. I mean, I've seen them all, however, unpopular opinion, I didn't think they were that good. Like, they weren't really my cup of tea. Like, I can see that they're a good movie, I can see why people love them, but I just couldn't get into it. So now that I've lost all my subscribers with that one comment, moving on, oh dear. So I'm looking at a really kind of elven style for this build. I've kind of got a bit of a medieval vibe with the whole bridge over the water thing as well. So I don't know, I was going for a mix of different vibes here, and you can see I'm trying to, I think they're called freezers. I was trying to play around with them. I couldn't get them to work the way I wanted, and so this is the final paint that we use on the build, on the walls. We stick with that, we don't change it. I'm really happy with that. And we use the Jungle Adventure roof tiles, which I think really suit it as well, because they kind of give that whole old vibe, like they've been around for a long, long time. But they're a beautiful shade of pink, which I wanted for this build, so I was really happy with that. And I am loving these circular roof pieces. I am so happy that they added those in the game, because for the longest time we didn't have them, and it made it so difficult to build, and you'd try and mess around with several octagonal pieces to try and make it look somewhat round, and I am just so happy that we now have round roof pieces. So thank you, Sims team, for adding that in. Now, I had a bit of trouble with this room here, trying to get it to work, so I was trying to build a room that would become an outdoor walkway. So as you'll see later, I'll put like a pond in that'll go underneath and all that kind of stuff. So that's what I was going for there. So a bit more about my channel, because I'm a bit of a hodgepodge melting pot of different things. I am wanting to do more craft videos. However, I have had some trouble just finding the time, because craft takes such a long time, and you want to do a video but then you want to show the finished product at the end of the video, like a little photo or something, and so you can film the whole how to make section and you're like, yeah, cool, but now I've got to actually spend the next 2 or 3 weeks finishing the project, so I have a photo at the end of the video to show you what the finished project looks like. So it makes it difficult to do craft videos when it just takes so long. So here I've put in the river. I play around with that a bit more too. Now this bit took forever. Trying to find windows that I liked, that worked, was such a challenge, because I found so many that I thought would work, but then I just had too many different styles of windows, and you can't have too many different styles of windows in a house. That's just odd and weird, and no one wants that. So I ended up going with those huge ones with the beautiful pink LED lights in them. I have the ones with the shutters towards the bottom, and then I have those beautiful big white, almost church looking ones at the top. So I thought that was absolutely beautiful. Some other things that I want to bring to my channel, I purchased Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom. Now, if you don't know what that is, it is a video game that is in an anime art style inspired by Studio Ghibli and their anime work. So if you've seen any Studio Ghibli movies, you'll know what I'm talking about. So it's an actual amazing game. The story is thick and it's just full of gameplay and different elements, but it's not too busy, like there's not too much going on that you feel overwhelmed. They just do it in a really good way. So I want to bring that to the channel, but I don't want to like start a whole playthrough. But I thought if I just did a video or two of different spots in the game where you could kind of get a feel for it, and then if you want to play it yourself, you can go buy it based on what you thought of my gameplay or something like that. So I think I might do that sometime in the future. Now here I couldn't decide what I wanted to do with those tiles. Fun fact, this video is sped up, I think 1,300% maybe? This build took me hours and hours. I spent so long, you'll see it. I had to individually place every single plant in this build. It took me forever, and the will to do it was just not there. I had to watch 3 live streams from Outside Extra and Outside Xbox to find the will to finish the landscaping. It was that intense. So hours went into this build. And it's not even furnished. That's the other thing. I didn't furnish it because I just lost the will. I just went, you know what, I could not be bothered. It is fine the way it is. And I don't know if I'll ever find the will to furnish a crazy build like this. So it will be live up in the gallery now as you're watching this. So feel free to download it and then furnish it yourself. And, you know, at Ctrl-Alt-Craft on Instagram, show me what you made. I'd love to see it. Particularly because I would like some inspiration. I struggle with the furnishing, basically. So, as you can see, all those little plants, each and every one of them had to be put in, and this is sped up so fast that it's giving me a headache. But yeah, it wasn't just a matter of, oh, I just want to plonk down a few plants. I had to put them in every spare space I could find. Some other things I wanted to bring to my channel that I thought I might mention is some PUBG gameplay and some Overwatch gameplay, but done with other people. So I'm going to rope my boyfriend into doing some of that with me because I think that could be a bit of fun. I'm not sure how that's going to work technically, like how I'm going to be able to record his voice without it recording in the footage of the... So when I record something I use GeForce, and it records the sound of everything that's happening on the computer. So while, I think I mentioned in my last speed build, while I was building this, I've been watching live streams and you can hear them talking from the live stream in the footage, raw footage for this build. So I'm not sure because I want to separate the voice of whoever I'm playing with the footage of the gameplay and then be able to alter them both accordingly. So I'm not sure how it's going to work. I'm going to have to do a bit of research and a bit of playing around, see if I can get it up and running. But I thought that'd be a bit of fun as well. I think when you have 2 or more people, there's more opportunity for banter and so it becomes funnier and more lighthearted and a bit more interesting to watch. So I'd like to bring that into the channel. Now those mushrooms took me forever. Those are lamps from, I want to say... I think they might be base game. Yeah, they're base game. I can see it in the thing. So they're base game, but they were added in a patch prior to like the kids' room stuff or the toddler stuff or something. And they are supposed to look like the dots on the mushrooms. And I had to individually place them all on the first mushroom and praise the Lord for room copy tool because I could copy them from one mushroom to another. And that just saved me hours upon hours of extra work that I would not have had the will to complete. So yes, I'm pretty sure the rest of this video is just intense landscaping because it took forever. And I didn't want to cut it out, I think because I wanted you to see how much detail I had to put into this to get it to work and look as hopefully awesome as it does. So I left it all in there for you to see, and also to see the process of how I go about it in case you wanted to give it a go yourself. Yes, that border took forever because there's lots of little fiddly, you know, if you want to know how I move the plants off grid like that, you hold Control and, no, you hold Alt, no. Whoops, I actually can't remember. It's one of those two. If you hold it, I think it's Control, and you move it around, it actually goes off grid. So then you can turn it off grid, so it's not stuck on 90 degrees, 45 degrees, you know, all that kind of rotation that it does, but you can get a more fluid look with it. So there are some really great tools in The Sims to create some really realistic looking things. I just love it. So what am I doing here? Oh, no, more landscaping, oddly enough. But I really like the mushrooms. I think they're probably the cutest part of this build. I'm not even gonna lie. I am so happy with them. I really like the water as well. You'll see in a minute that I do something a bit fun with the water that I've done before. I did a build that I want to try again because I did it a long time ago with several other packs, and especially now with the release of The Sims 4 Jungle Adventure, I think I could make a really cool hanging gardens. So I made one like a couple of years ago, and I want to try and make another one with all this added stuff into it. I think I could just make it beautiful, hopefully. So now I'm putting in more things and the more landscaping because it doesn't end. I'm talking hours, guys, hours. Have sympathy for me in the comments. When am I going to get to the cool thing that I do that I really love? Because I don't see other people do it. Not to say that they don't, but I've just never seen it before. Oh, here we go. Oh, yes! I put flamingos in! Because it's so exotic, you know? I just think of like an Indian palace where they have, you know, those huge fountains in the courtyards. They're massive. And you just get these exotic birds just basking in them. And it just reminds me of that, and I love it so much. So I was really stoked to be able to add them into the build. And here we are, we're at the end already. Oh my gosh, that went so much faster than I thought it was going to. So here are some of the screenshots. It's just stunning. I love it. I'm so happy with it. And you can just see there a close-up of the flamingos and the fountain and the mist and the waterfall under the bridge. That was a bit of fun. The beautiful pink plants. I just adore them. And those trees from the holiday stuff pack that light up. Just amazing. So yeah. If you want to, you can download it, the link's in the description below. I want to thank you all for watching this today and for listening to my ramblings as always. So, you know, like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. And yeah, have a great day. I'll catch you all next time. Bye!